Oh,
Did you see that picture I sent you?
You sent me a picture right now?
At some point today, I think.
Oh, forgot about that. Got echo now all of a sudden. It's like, no echo.
I think that was you anyway that I sent it to. It looks like you have a picture pending.
Well, let me see, because I know, because ye and me have the same thing. Oh, yeah, okay. I saw it just said cheesy cauliflower thing, and I didn't look farther. Yeah, we tried in the new air fryer, some kind of jalapeno thing I think she got from Costco, and I mean, they weren't bad. It just...
No, I made those from scratch.
Oh no, I see they look different than your standard person made a thing. I'm just saying we tried this thing and it was like sketchy. So whatever that looks like, look better than what we have.
Well, that's why you have to. If you want something good, you got to make it. Unfortunately.
Well, you know what? I'm lazier than a mofo at the traveling show, and it's like, nah. It's my last day of vacay. So I tried to get a hold of my buddy and I tried to say, hey, you ready to do some stuff, ready to do some S on that BL3? And he said, watching the Eagles. And I'm saying, well, you know what? That's kind of interesting the way they swoop down there and catch them fish. So you keep watching that.
Oh, Artie?
Yeah.
Like usually like your buddy, but it's like we use random names of people that we don't really like associate with because we don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah, I just figure I'd go for the super safety protocol.
Well, you've named him before, and I've named him before. It's like once we get further out into the people that we're not gonna really ever mention too many times, I kind of don't really care. Like you've mentioned Lauren multiple times, so I'm just like, as long as we don't add, you're like Grandpa Lauren, then
well, you know, the thing about that is that dude don't even have a computer, so there is absolutely no way
that he's gonna magically. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, as long as you don't really add names, it could be, oh yeah, you know that neighbor we have, Lauren, that guy's an asshole.
Like Joe Bob. I like Joe Bob.
Exactly. You don't really know who anybody is without context.
I mean, Hulky Pete, a guy with two names, Joe Bob. That's an amazing. His parents did well.
Like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. That one's all right, I suppose. But Joe Bob, that wins. Ricky is also solid, and Bobby is also solid. But
I don't think that there's a Bobby.
B-O-B-B-I, B-O-B-B-Y. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, somebody might have been, but I was like maybe like Bob Roberts or something.
You know, somewhere made that mistake.
I'm saying I could say like Bob Roberts, but Bob or Bobby.
Well, I tell you, the Onnit family was on it when they named their kid Bob. So that's all I can say.
Bob on it. Mm-hmm. It's just fun to say though. Bob on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those took. You know what's funny is whenever you set out to do a thing, it always usually takes longer than you think it's gonna take.
That's why I don't time my ish mostly.
I wasn't really trying to time it. I was kind of like everything you kind of like, oh, I can like do that in like 15 minutes or whatever. You know, like whatever. But like prep time's different than like cook time versus like other times. So you're just like kind of like watching that clock. You're like, this took longer than I thought. Because we had the whole reason that even got made was because we had like an old cauliflower from like I guess Christmas, from like the party. Obviously, you know,
beautiful.
About that time of getting old, so it's like, all right, well, we gotta do something with a whole head of cauliflower that nobody effing wants.
Man, I never thought about that. That's beautiful. Christmas cauliflower? Oh, how amazing.
I think
Oh, Christmas
it's just
cauliflower. Oh, Christmas cauliflower.
I think it's just one of those things like an order where you put it in like the middle of the like food plate, like the carrot sticks and the celery sticks, just like cauliflower with like the ranch or whatever you want to put in it. But that's not really the point. Point was, it's like, oh yeah, what do I think I could make with cauliflower? Because the fun part is that we had just gone to or I had just gone to the store to get milk and bananas because prior to that I didn't know that there was a cauliflower in there, nor that it had to be made today. But I was like, Mom was like, alright, why don't we just like roast it, I guess? You know, like something simple, something just like, oh yeah, just chop it up, put some shit on it, roast it. And I was like, nah, that's pedestrian. Chopping things up and just roasting it, like any idiot can do that. So this idiot was like, we gotta zhuzh it up. We gotta actually like have it be a dish. And just rolling over the things in my head of what it could be. I'm like, you know, like cheese, cauliflower, like that shit goes together. But it's like, how do I get it? Because like we don't have enough cheese just to make like cauliflower. We just drizzle cheese on it, like melt cheese just on the top, and just be like, all right, done. I'm like, cheese, cauliflower, a little bit of regular, like all-purpose flour, and then you can kind of fry it up into a little cake, like a little fritter. The only downside of doing all of that is that they're good, but they kind of like need a little something.
Salt.
Like, no, that because I mean it's just kind of like a fried like cake, or like, you know, like a fried like a hash brown or something else like that. Like it kind of needs something because it is the centerpiece. The word I was looking for is a sauce. I was like, could have made like a nice like yogurt dip with it or something. And obviously I just went to the store because I was like, oh yeah, like some yogurt, some tzatziki, some like olive cloves. Probably just one, just like chop it up real fine, and then like some like green onion. Like just a nice little dip for it. It'd been delicious.
Oh, Christmas cauliflower. Oh, Christmas cauliflower.
Luckily, Mom found some of Yomble's old Greek yogurt that he didn't finish all of. He just kind of dipped in there. It kind of served its purpose, I guess. But I had a vision. I had a vision of something delicious. Because you know me. I always want to one-up it somehow.
Good on you. Good experimenting. Good effort. Let's all clap. Let's all clap.
And then I figured I would send you a picture because I'm assuming we would get to hear another debacle of, oh yeah, the missus really waiting for that there food to show up at some point. Gonna magically arrive at some point or another.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
Like, oh yeah, just send him a quick picture, just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, the game's a little sketchy on.
I could have swore I hit that button, but I did not.
Nope, it's been a blue screen.
Yeah. Could have swore I hit that button about 9 times. Thank God I occasionally look over every like 10 minutes.
We'll never be as good as that one day.
That one day where it was like a while.
Or something like that. It's funnier. Yeah. That's some good gaming too. It's like ripping that stuff up, tear the top off of it, throw it on the ground.
No, that's why like I said, every like 10 minutes I'll look over there and be like, alright, clearly it didn't happen again. You know, sometimes you hit the button like 50,000 times, and then sometimes you hit the button 70,000 million billion times, and then sometimes on the rare occasion you hit it 157,000 gajillion fulfilling octillion times, and it still doesn't fucking work. And I'm like,
well, you know me, I'm a big fan of octillion.
So you do that enough times and you're like, alright, that's never happening again. And yeah. Do not want that shit happening.
Speaking of which, yeah, I talked to some young fellow about things happening again. So yeah, no blows, but never did get the 411. Yeah, I could probably get one later. Did you start the conversation this week while you got the high energies going? Because not the conversation I would have started this week or whatever.
I mean, isn't that kind of like the high and low of that situation? Is if you can't like handle it at the low, not worth it to deal with it at the high.
Oh, more damage has occurred in this fashion, and therefore, the more damage you incur, the better off you are in the next
Oh,
run.
you're talking about on the individual as opposed to the crash and burn of the totality of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it could have crashed and burnt next week or the following week. Didn't have to do this week, but you know what? That shit was
I don't think it would have mattered when.
Well, that's the thing. That's the entirety of the thing. It's already juggling new, and then more new, and then new, then I took the opportunity to the hell is
I think it's better this way, because otherwise, kind of just like a. There's always like the band-aid that kind of needs to get ripped off. Otherwise, like the long drug out process where you're kind of just like ripping out that person's intestines, and then all of a sudden they rip the band-aid off. It's like there's a lot of hurting on the process. Yak that bad boy out.
Who doesn't like intestine ripping? Let's just be honest.
A lot of people. I'm gonna do it again. A lot of people don't like that.
Give me them intestines.
Yeah, nobody likes that.
Intestine juice.
Yeah, nobody likes that, and that's why I'm saying probably better just to rip that bad boy.
A little intestine on your face. Intestine face.
Cause it probably ain't gonna get any schmoover.
Either way. I'm just saying.
You know, I'm just saying.
But anyhow, yeah, I was gonna game with do one, and so I had plans.
I heard you had plans. I heard somebody was like, "Oh, I made a promise. Let him down," or something. I'm like, all right.
It does sound like me.
And then we didn't hear a single thing from that guy. I don't know who that was, but we hadn't heard a single thing until today.
So are you talking about giving me the biz now? Is that what's happening?
I would never, ever give you the business ever. Not a single time. Whew.
Yeah, I felt it not occurring.
Whew. Whew. You like that new coffee? You chose a new coffee? Okay, that's what I thought. Woo! Fuck, that's bad.
Having a late in the day cafe. Nice. Like the French people.
I usually try to just drink the coffee when I should probably try to attempt to get my bit of sleep, but I know it's never gonna happen. So I kind of just like try to keep awake for the period that I know I'm not gonna sleep well anyway, and try to get to like the late night where I can lay there and try to sleep. The dance. But yeah, I believe that's the Italiano, and we've never liked like Italiano coffee. Jesus Christ, it is acidic.
But you guys also get that. Well, you know, now that dark brew is gone.
Yeah, it's a medium. It's a medium Italian. It's a Lavazza, I believe.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, because as long as French roast is out of there, you can tone that ass down.
It
I always
literally
get medium.
tastes like you mixed like the acidity of a lemon with the taste of the bottom of a leathery boot. But like an old leathery boot. It's like stepped into like some hobo ass.
What's her name? What's her name?
Hobo ass boot. What's her name? Hobo ass Chan.
I like that. Hi, Miss
Hobo
Chan.
ass.
I like your boots.
Hobo ass Chan. Jesus Christ.
Or is Ass Chan the full last name?
I got like half a pot to drink.
Good on you.
I'm not about to be happy.
Good on you. You're a trooper and a snooper and super duper. Excellent. Yeah, I get the medium, but I like the
We can throw that away,
Costa
right?
Rican for some unknown reason.
Like that whole bag, right? Well, are you gonna keep drinking it? Well, that was the first time I made it. Are you gonna drink it? Okay. I mean, I'll drink it. Not gonna be happy about it. Well, then we can be miserable together. Jesus, it's
Pour
bad.
it into your eye hole, and that way, if you pour it in your eye, man, imagine how awake you're gonna be.
I'm thinking that whatever the like new age stupid thing that everybody's talking about with like the colon cleanse, that obviously your body already cleanses itself. I'm thinking about we're doing coffee enemas. That's the only way that that thing is palatable.
Yeah, but just because, you know, you think your colon's supposed to be clean, I imagine some people have some disgusting colons.
I mean,
polypy and
your
stuff like that.
your internal organs literally like shed off their own skin constantly. Like if you have like poo flecks or anything else like stuck in any part of your body, that's a medical emergency.
Oh man, that's gonna be my new band name, Pooflex.
I'm just saying you're like literally dying if you have something that's blocking, because then it's blocking your system, which is not normal clearly.
All I'm saying is I appreciate the heads up on the new band name. I'm gonna write that down, Pooflex.
There you go. Lumpy and the
No.
Pooflex.
On the stage for you rock and rollers, that's Pooflex.
That's Lumpy and the Pooflex.
And I get up there and my song's Google. Google, 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 Google.
Oh look, your buddy Judge is here. I didn't even notice. And she said, "What's up?"
Your buddy is here. Aren't
your
you
buddy's
supposed to be
good.
chat master? You're supposed to,
What's your
like
buddy?
all the other high-end gamers, you're supposed to notice, like, hey.
No, listen.
In the stream
I
there,
was,
ability-
you didn't hear it, but the amount of gagging I did when I drank this coffee at first, I was surprised at how bad it was. It overrid everything that was happening in existence in life. I was just.
Okay, that's that. While he's busy ranting. Hey, Jew, how you doing? How is Jew doing? Skip it.
So what are you doing?
Well, not what. I said how. Oh, what am I doing right now?
Oh.
I'm farming.
I want to know if I can harass you for stuff, or if I should load up my own game.
Well, have you done with Genshin yet already?
Yeah. There's no events, so there's nothing to do in Genshin.
Battle pass. I won't clear my battle pass.
My
till
battle
tomorrow.
pass is done.
Oh, good on you.
I've
that's
been
right,
done
you
with my
put
battle
in-
pass.
You put in effort. Okay. My bad.
I've been
My
done
bad.
with my battle pass. No, you put in effort, because you go in there and you're like, oh yeah, let me do every single one of the things, even the weeklies, and you get 100% of your weekly credit before you started. You already stopped
I
caring
used
about
to.
Genshin.
I used to be.
Yeah, because you were
hardcore.
always like a week ahead of me on the battle pass.
Yeah. And now I'm minimalistic. Hey, Da, you over there?
I'm
What's
like
your ETA?
4 or 5 minutes ahead of you.
So I got time.
裁きの雷
Don't. Okay. Shall
You're
I
trying to
yell?
decide
yell
if you want to
over
purchase sushi costumes in Fall Guys.
All right. No yelling. Huh?
Bro, why would you play Fall Guy? Play anything else. Play Mario
Isn't that
Kart. Get the new karts in Mario Kart. There you go.
Isn't that her game, Fall Guy? And then she's all, like whoop 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 whoop. You know. She's good. Hey, let me blow this smoke out, and then let's play this here game.
Apparently she's not bad when she didn't vacate the premises. Yeah. Apparently.
That's better games though. That's better games. Watch out now. What in the flying fuck is going on here? This is horrible.
Man, that's how they get you. They want you to buy the cute things, but you don't need the cute things. The real gamers don't have the cute things. They just do the thing.
Are you talking to him yet?
You're talking to who?
Okay, because are you gonna do something right after you said? No, we doing something right after? Alright. She's saying I got a half hour, so what can you do in a half hour? What can we do in a half hour?
No.
Anything?
No.
Nothing. So you're on your own, my man.
It's a waste of everybody's time.
Dance your dance. Well, their time is not as good as my time. You know how they are. Right, Jared? You know how they are. Especially if you're on Hey Dude time, everything slows down.
I think only you're on Hey Dude time all the time.
Hey, my buddy Juge is, from what I understand, also duding it on the hay.
Your buddy Juge is
Diane again?
No, is making decisions of the life variety.
Again? God, I just got finished talking to some dude doing that stuff. It is man.
And they're on the straight and narrow.
What?
Yeah, they're doing the decisions of the life variety. Yeah, be on the straight and narrow, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, it doesn't hurt the baby, so go for it. There you go. Have a good day.
I don't know about that.
Huh? They say don't have alcohol. And nobody said have the ganji manji.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have marijuana if you're pregnant.
I'm very sure you're not supposed to do a whole bunch of things, but that don't stop.
Because I think marijuana is one of those things that absolutely goes in the bloodstream, and anything that goes in blood can be passed to said baby through the umbilical cord, where blood and fluids are transferred. So
can you imagine? Kid comes out, it's got a little rusty hat on. Amazing.
I'm just saying, I don't think that is what you're supposed to be doing. What I will say is that if you're gonna make decisions of the life variety, it's probably good to limit your 100%. Inhibitions, or your inhibitants, I should say.
Yeah.
You kind of got to be there to make decisions.
You're knocking on that door. Chief, I'm gonna be CEO of that goddamn company. It's about time. Let's go around. Grab that 7-figure income.
And not by that, just you'll be in it to win it, I think.
We're in it to sin it. Mm-hmm.
Shatter.
I'm surprised how many people run around in this sector. Nobody's in this game, but it's like a goddamn city here out in the middle of the country. All these people run around.
Pierce. Take the Pierce Brosnan. I don't know what's happening. You're not supposed to air people's dirty laundry out to the public.
Is that the problem?
There's a lot of saying it without saying it, but saying it.
Wow. Because if she can't, keep her laundry clean, airing it won't help. I'm just telling you right now.
I'm saying. Respectfully, you're not supposed to be telling people your business. Respectfully.
What business are we doing? What business?
No, I'm talking to the judge now about the stuff and junk and stuff.
Alright.
More blaster.
Just make sure, as we discussed before, only one finger in the nose at a time. Only one.
I'm gonna put 40.
Let's not be a hero.
And put all the fingers in my nose.
Yeah. Yeah, when they say X amount of fingers of whiskey, that's not what they're talking about.
They didn't mean that I could finger up my whiskey. Nope.
And nope.
A whiskey?
Yeah, tomorrow like a regular day. I think I may have a day off, maybe. Because I gotta work all 3 days for the weekend. But depends on what the greedy little bastards at work do. They see a Sunday and a holiday, they get all, oh, we gotta have that. It's like, oh, why? You can have it. You fat rat.
You love fat rats.
Well, only if they're sauteed just right.
I'm not making you a fat rat. If you're gonna be eating fat rat, that's on you.
In fact, my favorite gal, Olivia, was, they were trying to convince her that rat was good to eat. She wasn't sure. She went from eating rat to having a pet rat. And I thought, yeah, somehow you missed the topic.
Well, if they're good for eating, they're good for petting. You know.
I was gonna say for sheeting.
Why do you think dog and cat are good? Good pets. You know what they're eating.
You know what? Let me see. Let me kill if I can do that.
You're gonna try to finagle something. Don't finagle it too hard. If it's too hard, don't do it. For the love of God, don't do it if you gotta think about it that long.
Well, it's just like, you know, it's phraseology. Phraseology is key. All right, so yes, I have eaten my fair share of cat.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't eaten
okay,
cat.
no, that's fine.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So there you go.
No, I thought you were gonna go with the clear elephant in the room of
Not
stereotypes.
Class. I have class.
I thought you were gonna do a stereotype thing. I'm like, no.
What is stereotype?
Of like the stereotype of there's clearly a certain group of people that are classed with that kind of eating of animals.
You mean dudes?
Yes, I think I said it. I think you got it. Then no stereotypes, please.
But anyhow, I'm a big fan. But I have not actually eaten any kind of feline. I think it's like coyote. It just doesn't feel like it would be good. It wouldn't be good eating. That's all.
And aren't most felines anyway like predatory? And you have to like kind of know what the predator is eating, because like it's eating like sweaty hooker ass. I don't think you really want that.
No predator meat is good meat, as far as I know.
There gotta be one out there. I gotta think about it. There gotta be one out there. Do omnivores count?
Well, yeah, but once again, you're cheating. So if you eat, like, I've eaten a lot of crow, and crows eat lots of dead things. They like to wonder, oh, is that a dead thing laying there?
I thought crows just eat whatever because they're like scavengers.
If there ain't no dead thing, or if the dead thing ain't flopping around,
and they're up in there eating the corn and stuff,
grain, yeah. And I've eaten plenty of crow. I don't mean that kind of crow this time, but I've eaten a lot of crow in my time, and it's pretty decent. Let's see, what else is omnivore?
The first thing I was thinking is like the indigenous places in like the tropical areas eating like the howler monkeys or whatever. Then I was thinking I think like chips get eaten somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not that fancy that I got a lot of access to.
Well, that's what I was saying. Not you, but
and
like I'm thinking of places where they do eat that.
So,
and you're usually not eating. You're not usually eating the thing that tastes like sweaty hooker ass.
No. If you're
desperate.
If you're out there because you're a dirt farmer, because dirt's all you got to eat and it tastes good, Yeah, you will eat everything. So I'm trying to think of that thing with oh, coot. I told you there's a lot of Asian people who take coot and they're able to make it palatable in some way.
I'm assuming you
And it's
just like cook, like have to render it a lot.
It's like holy crap. I'll give you my coot recipe real quick. Here you go, Chad. It's a coot recipe. Write it down. You get a nice oak board. You put your coot on it. You dress your coot up. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. You throw the coot away and you eat the board. There you go. That's my coot recipe. Everybody enjoy.
It is a good joke.
Oh no, it ain't no joke.
Well, yeah, the joke is that it's like not a recipe to actually cook the thing. So
it is.
You're not wanting to eat the thing.
I mean, it might even actually have affected the board. You might not even want to eat the board after that, but yeah, there is no darker, smellier meat that I've ever seen than coot. So it's like, oof.
They're all dead.
Nasty. Yeah, so you're playing your new game. How is that going? How is it? You liking that? Is that one of the hot games?
I don't know if it's a hot game. It's an older game, and it's like it was kind of like groundbreaking for what it did back when it released.
I'm waiting for you to play the sticky icky one with the new alien game with all the gals are playing. I thought that was.
All high on life.
Yeah. So the Forest, High on Life, and
I was kind of thinking of playing that maybe at some point, but not while it's still like.
something about Ogres Must Die or something like that one there.
Oh well, there's like still a lot of douchey snobby people playing it. Cause man, do I hate douchey snobby people. They're gonna let me free, that's fine. I mean, it's a fun game for what it is, and then there's decently hard, challenging stuff, like what I'm doing right now. Where I'm doing these like expeditions in a thing, where I have to do like 4 different objectives and then come back and then fight a boss, all under a time limit, the thing you hate.
Yeah, once you do time limit, it kind of skews my.
Well, I think time limits. I mean, as you should know, time limits are kind of good, but they're also kind of like the. I gotta be careful how I want to phrase this, because it's not like making a video game is like that easy. They're kind of.
They're for people that hate themselves. Yeah, I agree.
No, time limits are like the lazy man's way of making a challenge.
Oh. Well, it's kind of what I said. People hate themselves. Yeah.
Oh.
I said the same.
I'm getting a phone call apparently. One sec. Hello? I mean, I guess that depends on what the minute needs. I was in the middle of the stream. Oh. You want me to send Pop with you? He's on the Discord with me. Well, he's gonna be leaving shortly, but I mean, I could tell him that like you would like to communicate. All right, Billy. Hey.
Hey Billy. Hey Billy.
Yeah, I need you to call him and or pick up the phone when he calls, and you're gonna probably have to leave.
Oh, okay. So, with that being said, I will allow you to have a marvelous stream.
All right, Pop. Peace out.
Late.
Late. Yeah, tis an unfortunate. Not that he had to leave the other thing, but I'm not at liberty to speak on that. The freest thing I can say is that everybody's got stuff. And to be respectful of that. Can you die, please? I'm trying to have a heartfelt moment with myself here. Dang it. Unfortunate. Well, there's an awkward earmark to leave that on. I won't wrap that up. Everybody has a thing. Back on to what we're doing. Slowly making. I mean, we have to have made our way through this at some point, right? Like, there's no shot. There's no shot that, with what we know now, there's gonna be the same boss, hopefully, that weird shade enemy that, like, we need to just smack in the head with a rock. What a raging bitch. I cannot believe he got a second rocket off. What a bitch. That's what I was waiting for. I was trying to stagger with the headshot, but of course I hit my own guy in the back of the head with the rock. Man, fuck. Because it restarts us back on the other island, so we're like so far behind now. You know what? As long as I perfect the first phase. Dude, like... I cannot believe... This literally stems from me having full health and that flaming asshole somehow reloaded a rocket when he was laying on the ground. Magically. If that is not bullcrap, I don't know what is. That flaming anus. Like a red hot poker right in my butt. What a douche. Good. So go be merry. You might ask who Mary is. I don't know who that is either. But go and do that. Somewhere else. Thank God. I was like waiting for the prompt, That's a good pickup right now. Hopefully that makes up some time. Good, good, good. They're like swimwear. Boom, 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 boom. Stop shooting that, please. Not helping. Time's not bad right now. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Ow. How does he keep sneaking those around that corner? Mine. So notice he got leveled up after said last engagement, which is kind of obnoxious too, but whatever. Okay, he had shield boost. Good, 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 good. Move it! I got to move it, move it. I got to move it, move it. I got to. Move it. Five minutes. Got a piece of something there. Got him. Like, that was a lot more smooth. Except for the multiple times where I almost failed it, but still. Interdepartmental cooperation. I was like, almost couldn't read that. Like how I can't see what I got, but I got stuff. Well, now that we know that we at least have the capability of doing that one. First of all, we have to go back to Langston and turn this in. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't remember that I had access to yet. And he's in the Panopticon, so we just go to the regular Panopticon and then turn around. And with the old 180. The old 180 or do.
So many cell breaches. I guess life's a breach, huh?
Every altered item on your list is now back in the Panopticon, safe and sound.
That's a load off my mind. Missing altered items don't exactly reflect well on me, you know. Did they give you any trouble?
The flamingo pulled me into the astral plane just like the fridge did. That same creature was there.
I was looking over the old activity reports, and multiple items have been displaying much more destructive behavior in the past few weeks. There's some connection there, I bet, but it's a bit above my pay grade.
Well, something to keep an eye on.
And if I have any more runaways, I'll know just who to call.
I guess this is my life now.
Well, right, should be all of them for now, though, right?
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always. Some of the security cameras aren't working. How do I get those fixed?
Okay. So we need to go over here and get more launch damage. And we got this one, then we can finally get the multi-launch over here, but that's going to cost 8. That's going to be a hot minute away. Do I have this unread? Oh, the jukebox, because I officially did one event of the jukebox. Longmaster Jukebox, object of power 10-KE. Item is to be kept in a secure location in the executive sector. See security order 239-A. The room must be sealed before usage to prevent unintentional transportation of staff. Description / pair utility. A classic 1950s jukebox made by Songmaster Entertainment Ltd. The jukebox was found with a single record inside titled A Song for the Others by blank. When this record is played in the object, anyone within earshot is translocated for as long as the album is playing. Those involved in the object's first known incident report being transported to a tropical beach. Exact location unknown. When this object is used in the oldest house, it only transports users to an area located in the recently manifested quarry threshold. Researchers theorize that this site's unique spatial density results in all transitioning material gravitating to this position. As has been observed with other Bureau equipment, the oldest house's unique nature could also have been or be having an effect on the object itself. The object is not bound to any known individual. Attempts by Bureau staff to bind it have resulted in blank and should not be attempted again. Doing this death. It resulted in death. So our main mission is still the face of the enemy, so we have to go to the ordinary AWE area, or we can look for the old friends, which I feel like probably easier. Ooh, it actually tells us where to go. Maintenance, 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 maintenance. Okay. Go to the Atlas Chamber then. Of those, I feel like that one is, yeah, fast travelable. Before we murder this thing, we're in maintenance. Kill hiss charged in the maintenance sector without getting hit. And that's it. I think I mostly just hit myself there. I don't see who's shooting.
This is one of Felicia's ranger buddies. Where should find the others?
Ow. That hurted. Let's fight the remainder of the buddies and not the effing small area. Like the tiniest of tiny rooms. Be cool with me. Blackrock processing. Oh, there's actually one in the quarry. Look at all these guys respawn all of a sudden now that the fighting's over. Pieces of shit. I'm assuming this is the hiss one. Not the hiss, sorry, the charged one. Oh. It's a big chungus.
Another pouch for a Reish.
Huh? For them to ship it? Well, yeah, so it's gonna take like what? Probably like a week or two for them to pick it up? 'Cause it's not gonna be an instantaneous pickup. Because I'm assuming once they pick it up, they're gonna start driving it over there, but it's whenever they feel like / get around to doing that. That's it, huh? It's one document. Oh, we can learn about the surfboard, so the surfboard's probably gonna disappear. Guru Surfboard AI 483-PE Supplementary Materials. Interview with custodian blank after theft of AI 43. A. After touching the item, what did you experience? Blank. I experienced confidence. Cranked all the way up. I wanted to become somebody. An artist. A stock trader. A. How did these feelings manifest externally? Blank. Don't know. If I'd gotten out there to the city, I'd have done so many things. Made my fortune. Gone out and owned the world. That shit was mine. I've taken it all. Money, fame, women. Agent. You also experienced an increased sex drive? Blank. Yes, increased everything. I've been cleaning shit for you people long enough. I'm going out on a fucking conquest. Hey. Would you say you're still under the effects of the object? Blank. Who the fuck are you keeping me? Or who the fuck are you to keep me in here? I'm worth 4 of you. You suit-wearing piece of shit. 20. Hey, the Bureau appreciates your candor. You are no longer required. Blank. I'm blank fucking blank. Remember that name. End of relevant portion. Maybe the surfboard won't get out because it would probably not affect us then. I'm assuming it is an exciter of some kind. And our character seems to be well composed. Goes down to the quarry, but I don't really need the quarry. I need NSC energy converter though. I guess that kind of goes there, right? Quarry processing, ventilation. I can't take the ventilation one down. I think this leads me to the upper route, which then leads me to the quarry, but this doesn't inherently lead me to the quarry, I don't think. Go NSC up to energy converter, which is that room, that big like open room. Then we go over to ventilation, then we can go to coolant, then we can take the fast travel to Blackrock Quarry. This should be a converter. Which means our butt head should be in here somewhere. Our butt head. Wherever he is. Ah.
gracious.
Another old squad mate. Another dead mohoggle. I'm out of here. Now if we can get back up there, we can go to ventilation. Cho. That is also mine.
Just like Arish said.
Oh, and he had a jukebox token. I need those. Pink. So impulse. It's clear. We go to NSC coolant pumps, which is past the janitor's office, which I believe is still like right there. And then he got more shit to do all of a sudden.
That's the real take. They are very good listen. You need to scrap its back. What killer batti? Paska mikä paska.
I assumed he was gonna have more stuff to do, but I didn't think I'd have to actually come back. Central research, containment sector, pump station. That's in maintenance here, so. Oh, that's that other room that I didn't have access to that I'm kind of going to because of this. Not sure if it'll take me forever. Just sure I don't know how my brain will be. Gotta make it back. Alright, Judge. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. As per the usual, and hopefully you're taking care of yourself. That's the most important thing. Taking care of yourself. Super, super important. I think this is the elevator. Coolant. And good luck on your chores. Chores are always uphill, but that's why they're chores. Because if they were fun, they wouldn't be called chores. They would definitely not be called chores. Indeed. This is all maintenance, right? Yeah, this is all the coolant. Oh, it's an invisible boy. Okay. Then I'm going this way. Ha! Pump station.
Hello again, Mr. Clog. You've really let yourself go.
Oh. Something I need. Ah. So I need each one of these to go that way. Which one opens the door? Ah. With door access. Cool or water cooler procedures. Well, this is the actual water cooler that we haven't run into, but we saw in the Panopticon. Simulacrum AI 53-KE containment procedure. No unique procedures required. If the item's form is different than any previous report, then make a note describing the new form. Description / altered effect. The object's true shape and appearance are unknown. It has been known to take the form of the following objects: rings of keys, lunchbox, wrench, microscope, stapler, glasses, mail tube, spoon. The item is able to adopt the physical form of items in its immediate vicinity. The item is capable of limited physical movement, repositioning itself whenever it changes form. This only occurs when it is unobserved, physically and digitally. Because of this, the transformation between shapes has never been observed. Reciting formula I.14 or I.32 causes the item to reveal itself by shuddering. Background. The item was initially discovered within the bureau itself. Whether an agent brought it inside, intentionally or otherwise, or it resided here prior to the bureau's arrival to the oldest house is unknown. I thought you were still sitting over here because I didn't realize you left your monitor on. So I thought the fan, like the circular part of the fan, I thought that was your head, Shadow. I was like, how'd you get over there? I was like, you fast. You fast, boy. Bakoo! I should actually not take that yet. Oh no, I just need both turbines then, right? I stole that one. Slap that bad boy in there. Steal this one. Slap that bad boy in there.
We should go down there to clear out the rest of it.
Looking around for secrets while we're here. The secrets that I keep. Something, something when you touching your feet and beating on your meat.
Mr. Clog. I sincerely hope we never meet again.
The clog is gross and obnoxious. Did I not grab that? I'm a fool. I'm a fool of a took. I'm actually making me look now. Blast radius is pretty good. .41 blast radius is kind of whack. Rate of fire, don't care about. Accuracy, I don't 100% care about. Already funded on hit, no. Zoom, no. Rate of fire, absolute is just like, we're keeping that. Energy cover and headshot, no. Accuracy, no. Accuracy, no. Shot. Projectiles fired, no, because I think we had a pretty big one before. We're at the point where we're kind of looking for like 4s only. Rate of fire, no. Ooh, I should have kept that one. That would have been good for Pierce. Oh well. Already got rid of it. There we go. We can slowly make our way back over to the back to the main plant area because I believe we're officially leaving maintenance now. Lighting's not helping her eyes not look super crazy. And we have the last squad mate who is in maintenance in the Black Rock Quarry. Bam, we go to the quarry entrance and then we can also go to the left and inspect that left side. All the nonsense over there. Not that I think that we have access to get through the poopy poop over here. Two men enter, one may leave. Two men enter, one may leave.
Arif saw it coming though. I should get these back to him.
Did a really poor job of living. Like a surprisingly bad job. Okay, well, I didn't know she's gonna take 50,000 years to try to open the thing, because we could have been in and out in a jiffy. But I guess not. But I guess not. There's one more thing I can check over yonder. I guess at least one more thing I wanted to check. Doesn't appear to be anything super important though. This definitely seems like a weird location that's not normal. Darling dimensional staffing. Dimensional research is going to change everything. The work we do there will be brilliant, dangerous, and revolutionary. So we'll need staff that meet the challenge. So far, I'm considering Carla Vaughn, Lorenzo Dune, Hubert Tan, and Edna Pierce. Are there Beth Harrington or Abe Lewis if their departments can spare them for a bit? Emily is an obvious choice, but who knows what will come out of the doorways we open. Perhaps it's better to keep her somewhere where the work is less unpredictable. But she won't like that. There's no way she won't notice a secret new research department. She's too sharp. Random clearance 5. Launch efficiency. Weeping. I was like, it is bright. Yeah, that's the top. I mean, you never know. You never know when you truly reached the top. This must be the other side of that door that leads out from the furnace. Yep. Another hidden location. This one I kind of knew about. Or at least I saw once or twice. It's a random TV that's burning. Hmm. Something that leads nowhere, but it's probably just like a safety ladder of some kind. Because they didn't make it super crazy on some of these zones. It's a little crazy, but not like super. Kind of interesting. Like there's some verticality. Some hidden areas, but not much. What am I missing? I was like, now that I did Arish. Get the mold. Containment wing. Oh yeah, we need to go to logistics. Logistics straight through security, and that's right. Yup. Medical wing. Surprising that nothing respawned here. Beep beep.
Mold's gotten in here too? All right. Let's get cleaning, she said.
Let's get physical. Physical. There's only so many places I missed with rocket fire at this point. Could hit something. Ow. I guess that'll happen when you have the blast radius on your rocket set to 1,000,000,000. I would imagine that they would hit like a truck. Not necessarily an oversight, just makes sense. Don't really need to sit there and fight that, to be honest. Bam. Plants in the central research area. Talk to what plants? Like the plants on the walls? Hmm. Hmm. As I'm going around, what plants am I talking to? Like an insane person. These ones? No. These ones? No. Okay.
Talk to the plants. Small talk was never really my strong suit. At least they can't talk back.
Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out what plant I'm supposed to talk to. Any of the plants? Specific ones? Oh, here's one.
I hope your day has been productive, little plant. That really works, huh?
Better believe that we're gonna randomly talk to plants in the dark, I guess. Awkwardly.
I hope those nasty hiss haven't been bothering you too much.
I'm assuming that makes these like altered items or like plants that have been like alter touched. Because you really shouldn't be able to talk to plants. Okay, song. Actual song. I feel like I've been down here, and I don't know how I wouldn't have gathered these before, but alright. Song questionnaire. Auditory experience 84.c. Poets of the Fall. My Dark Disquiet. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Did the song elicit any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? If so, what emotion? Did a clear image of a weapon appear at your mind during the song? If so, elaborate. Provide a detailed description of your current surroundings as you see them. Have you ever heard the murmur of voices when no one is present? If so, what did they say? Do you hear them now? Please choose one from each of the following pairs. 6A, 1 or 2. 6B, A or B. 6C, day or night. 6D, apple or orange. 6E, burn out or fade away. Like fade away better than burn out. Let's see that reverberating. You gotta run around and look for like dead plants. The pit. Have I been in the pit? I don't see an electrical conduit anywhere. An astral blip. Oh, there it was. Now I can leave. The shit are you guys doing down here?
Area's under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first. Even if you have, I still wouldn't go in.
Excuse me? Are you lost?
Are you lost? No.
I have guard duty down here.
Where the shit are we?
This is nothing. Clocks? Now that's weird. What's
Was she just hanging out here in the mold? And maybe her building is like sufficiently ventilated, but I cannot imagine that this is gonna be the healthiest place to be the best place to do your research, but not probably the healthiest place to be. Pink Flamingo Supplement. Pink Flamingo AI 46-KE. Agents notice a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. He filed PAI-1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of blank seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day after blank was found to possess no blank and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status, though this has not been proven. All known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. That was like right here, right? Yeah. These are all level 6s too, meaning I feel like we're not supposed to be here yet. We're gonna probably be coming this way. I'm gonna leave this as like an unexplored side path for the time being. Unless old church
Do you normally
Underhill, there
barge
you
into
go.
people's private workspaces?
has something to say to me.
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to.
Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find
Whoever
the
you are.
source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is. Shut the fuck up. What about Pope? What do you got
Have
for
you
me?
worked with Emily Pope?
Our paths have crossed. Darling arranged for us to have a coffee. A meeting of the minds, he called it. She's talented. I can certainly see her doing well here.
I feel like there's a but coming.
But she's drunk a bit too much of the Bureau's proverbial Kool-Aid. She shouldn't be afraid to forge ahead on her own. Science is skepticism. Everything must be questioned before the truth can emerge.
Alright, what do you know about Darling?
So, is Darling your boss?
If you insist on clinging to such outdated hierarchies, then yes. However, I would argue that our fields are too dissimilar for one to manage the other. Of course, Darling would much prefer to find his own miracle solution to the Bureau's fungal frustrations. He always needs to be the hero.
Alright, Underhill's background.
So tell me again how you came to work at the Bureau?
Well, like I said, I was brought in as a special advisor. A temporary position, you see. Although that's not the whole truth. I was employed here for a time, straight out of university. After a decade of admittedly fascinating work in threshold research and regulation, I began to chafe under the bureaucracy. I needed a change. Not that academia was so different.
And then the mold happened.
About 4 months ago, yes. Since my departure from the Bureau, they hadn't been able to find my equal in threshold analysis. Darling and I had kept in touch over the years, meeting at conferences and the like. He called me, and I booked a flight. I've never been able to say no to a man with a dangerous alien biosphere. I had to leave my post in the middle of term, but so be it.
So she's a professor. That explains a lot.
Why, she's a weirdo? Mold hosts.
The mold seems to be having some weird effects on things.
Indeed. Even people are susceptible. The fungus grows rapidly within the chest cavity, killing the host. Luckily, one must ingest the stalks to become infected.
Don't eat the mold. Okay.
We've always cremated the infected bodies after autopsy, but I believe there may be another stage of maturity. A blooming, if you will.
I never thought the word blooming would sound so horrible.
Maybe it's like a flowering or whatever, a
Thanks for the
budding.
information.
It makes sense.
My pleasure.
A mold somehow hitting another form. I can see that. I mean, I'd go to that temporary mission, but it's like, I don't know how... I mean, I haven't seen another, like, thing here.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry.
It smells so sweet down here.
Tastes.
Don't eat the fucking... Don't eat the fucking mold. I never thought I'd have to tell a video game or anything else like that.
Those people?
Don't do that. You dumbass. What the... No... Is that thing still shooting at me from over there? I mean, my character clearly sees something, I just don't... The hell is that thing, a sniper? Jesus. He's hitting from all the way down there. Okay, don't touch mold.
This looks like a good one.
I don't even know which category that was. It's just like, oh yeah, grab one. Which one? Grab one. You know, whatever. Fuck it. Just grab it. Pick a nickel basket. Bremen basket. Containment procedure. Item to be stored in a black rock paneled cell. Kept away from lab animals when not in use. Description / altered effect. A simple wicker basket with cloth lining. No food items inside. The item produces a hypnotic effect that solely affects non-human animals, forcing them to congregate passively around the object. Animals from every genus and species that have thus far been tested are susceptible. Single-cell organisms do not appear to react to the effect. Appendix 6-97. Item was taken to a forest upstate for testing. Results of the test provided contradictory data as some of the attracted animals exhibited hyper-aggressive behavior. The exercise unfortunately resulted in blank blank. Further testing should be restricted to more low-risk animal species with medical staff on standby. On by. Here. On by. On by. On by. Nope, restrooms? That should be my bathroom one. The toilets.
Gross. Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Is there poop in there? Oh no. It is a little smudged though. Grows near fresh corpses, grows near televisions, grows near staircases. Wait, is it the stair one? Ah! Boha! How much time do I have? 12 minutes? Yeah, that should be a time. Transit corridor. Then get these hiss nodes taken care of. The old hiss nodes. Yeah. This turntable. Oh, transit corridor north. So we're in the south.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel.
Not really ready to come over here yet, but I suppose I have to give it a little bit of a thought.
There's gotta be a way to
Spit it.
rotate these tracks. Maybe.
Work chat teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross.
There's a control panel nearby.
I mean, I bet.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
An absolute shield boost. There's no shot those two things were holding that thing in place. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. I mean, this has to be the transit corridor north. I mean, we're literally in the north. Mm-hmm. 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 Like the epitome, I'm just here to finish the nodes and then I'm gonna leave. Yep. I was like, housing. I was like, jukebox coin, all things I need. Give me those, I'm out of here. Getting the hell out of here. I'm not looking, I'm not touching. I do not belong here yet. Still cleaning up side quests. As I keep hitting this button, and I think that it's an odd decision that instead of having them having the sprint button or whatever, or like a double tap sprint or something like that, be the jet ability. I'm actually kind of surprised that they had a thought, because usually a lot of people don't have a thought. And they made it so that it control is your dash. I like it. Somebody had to have a thought for that. Victorish. Should actually probably turn that in because he might have another quest while we're going around doing all these things. Then we'll go back downstairs and do the mold. So good on them. But were they good? Mm-hmm.
Fuck, if they're in there, we go around that way.
Here are the pouches. I found 6.
Well, that's all of them. Not counting mine. Well, I guess I'll just have to wear all of them. It sounds sappy, I know, but... That's all I can think to do.
Nothing's easy with the hiss. Is it rude to ask what's inside?
What's inside the pouches?
Too late now.
Now, the story's confidential, but, well, I guess I can tell you, being the director and all. So, the Bureau had heard rumors of a werewolf gathering upstate every full moon. Us being rookies, they sent us to confirm it was bullshit.
Hold on, is he about to tell me werewolves are real?
Turns out, there was an altered item that was creating violent gravitational anomalies during full moons. Oh, man, we nearly bit it that night. Well, to remember the occasion, we all bought silver bullets to wear around our necks, just in case we ever ran into another werewolf.
So why did you leave the Rangers?
Thought I could do more good here. Somebody's got to protect the people who protect everybody else, right?
I guess that kind of makes sense. And then I asked him all those questions already.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know. Remember, we got this.
Easy. And then now I can start working on HP and energy. And then it's kind of the only ones I care about that are left. Hey, levitate duration, but it's more of a... It's more of a we get around to that one when we get around to it. We get rid of those ones and that one at this point. Kill his charged. That's pretty good. Using charge, kill enemies in the executive sector. That's about it. I don't care about those anymore. A random rare material, common material. It's like meh. Me. I should probably go back to talking to the plants, and then we'll go back down into the pit. Talk about a heavily contested region that always crops up full of people. Probably once over this area. Oh, that might be one. Nope. Nope. I think I might have to remember that this is here. Darling Underhill disagreement. Dear Dr. Darling, I feel I must inform you of the very questionable documentation I am seeing from Underhill's desk. She clearly has no concept of what the mold is. She claims there are microorganisms responsible for constructing the mold. Ridiculous. It's a rapidly growing fungus. Not dissimilar to kudzu. She's trying complexity to justify her absurd budget demands. Speaking of which, I find it interesting that an old friend of yours gets her budget approved with no questions asked. I wonder if the Operations Oversight Committee would be interested to learn of that. Yours in esteemed Dr. Abraham Lewis. Yes. Threatening people goes a long way all the time. Said nobody ever. Nope. Yeah, all these enemies that spawn over there on the sides and whatnot, and we're having to deal with it.
I wish my leaves were as pretty as yours.
My Hiss Trooper one finished finally. Oh, this plant's seen better days.
You have a family? I have a brother. I miss him a lot.
Dimensional research. I mean, we haven't even touched that side, so I'm assuming we'll be going over there at some point.
They say I'm the director, but what does that mean? I have no experience in leadership roles. I have no on-the-job training.
Means you're the director. Easy. Means you give the direction. Let me get this sad looking thing over here.
Your chlorophyll really brings out the green in your leaves. That's all of them.
NBC Crisis Solution Task Force. That's me.
They're good listeners.
So I'm assuming we have to go back down there and deal with the moldy mold. And then at some point we have to go back down and talk to Doop Doop. What the fuck is his name? Ati. You know, Doop Doop. Doop Doop. Kill mold hosts easy. Especially since we're going back down there. We're in research. Active threshold. It should be that hole downstairs, I think. Yep. I keep collecting growth samples. Yeah, get it. As I attempt to figure out which frickin' way it just came from. Hidden location. Charge blast boost. think some of these are a little bit too obvious. Like, just give you a giant open area. I'm like, why wouldn't I jet up and look up there? Just a tad. Oh, this is the one by the corpses.
This must be one of the samples.
So the only thing we're missing is Type C, I believe. Which is literally in any one of these openings somewhere. Restrooms. Like a lot of sparking, but nothing super major in there. So then, the thing I was looking for is in here somewhere, but like in the back. This way, Lab 05.
This looks like a good one. That's all 5 samples.
The creepy kid show.
Back to Underhill.
The Threshold Kids!
Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Because it has a lot of... There's a lot of noise right there. A surprising amount of crying and noise. Maybe this is the thing that we needed to access that lower section. It's not considered a secret area, huh? Mm-hmm. Balloon procedures. Get well, balloon. Item must be kept away from animals. The cell must be regularly cleaned of the black substance the item produces. All cleaning tools must be blank, along with the black substance itself. Description / altered effect. Item is a novelty balloon made of silver mylar. On its face is a colorful message to get well, surrounded by cartoon hearts. Ribbon is attached to the balloon. Item has not stopped floating after a considerable amount of time in the Bureau, which suggests it does not hover through the use of helium. The item produces a dark-colored sticky substance which drips down its ribbon. I wonder for what purpose, specifically, they say that it has to be clean. You don't.
look like a woman with mold for me.
You don't have to do things unless there is a problem. Oh, did I forget to grab stuff? Underhill checking in. Hello, Rhea. How is it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together. Learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Talk soon, Casper. Mold threshold. Summary. So, you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms, similar in appearance to blank, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these blank are the original disseminators of the mold, or are bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I have ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. Refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is a truly ingenious little thing. Full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on. Good thing we didn't eat the thing that I was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't eat that. Threshold Utility Counter Essay. Dr. Darling's recent penned essay titled Blank contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the blank creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The molds resistant to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into blank. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder where the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to file 2-35-1863 for full report.
I found all 5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold or fungus because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know, except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers, just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes, if you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores.
Feel like I should ask to see your credentials.
Convenient.
That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin to understand how to stop it.
Take a mystery pill because a rude lady in a hazmat suit tells you to. Great idea, Jesse.
Ugh. Honestly, did you want me to wrap it in cheese?
Not the taste, the smell. It stinks in here now.
Good. That means the pill is working. The worse it smells, the safer you'll be. Now go. Find the source.
Oh my god, it stinks in here now.
Thanks
Great.
for the information.
My pleasure.
Thanks for making it smell like ass.
No need to hurry back.
Not that I was inherently planning on eating said mold. Or I mean, I wasn't. I don't know. Maybe she was.
Kid Underhill was talking about.
Oh no, the hurdy section doesn't bother me. That is a mad unfortunate right there. I don't think there's anywhere I can grab him.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.25. Underhill sent us down this weird-ass threshold looking for whatever's making all these vegetables sprout. I will say this, it smells delicious.
Yeah. Don't eat the delicious smelling creepy mold thing. I don't know why anybody is that basic that they're like, it smells good? Might as well eat it. Like, it looks like it's bad. Balloon supplement. Get well balloon. Item was used in the children's ward of a local hospital in blank. Witnesses do not recall where the balloon came from. Therapy dogs, part of a program called Blank, meant to comfort the sick children, were noticeably attracted to the item. They reportedly jumped at the item, licking it when they could. The children claimed the dogs began walking through the halls of the hospital at night, howling in a low pitch. One child described the sound as singing. A few days later, the dogs were all discovered dead, a dark substance leaking from their blank. The hospital staff called local authorities, who called the CDC. Bureau agents intercepted this call and arrived at the scene within blank hours. The item was taken for evaluation along with the remains of the dogs. You file PAI-2411.B for details.
Oh, God. The further I go, the worse it smells.
Oh, that's good. Means the further we go, the less you want to eat the nasty thing. Gotta be a good thing. Go for it, puppy. Intrusive part. Go, puppy. Doesn't seem like I'm making anything mad yet. Oh, there's another control point just conveniently right here. Discerning the pattern. I just keep finding control points, like control point, control point, control point, control point. Not convenient for me.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.28. Wait, 6, 7, whatever. Still in the threshold. Ollie's straight up eating the vegetables now, because, well, why not? Mom said, eat your vegetables. Eat too many and your skin will turn green. Green like Ollie's. Hey, Ollie, what'd you find now?
Once again. I don't know what dumbass. Whatever. Look at all that moldy, decayed nonsense. I go, oh yeah, this moldy stuff smells delicious. It smells like food. Let's eat it. No. No. I was like, the fuck are we? Flies in the Venus flytrap? Like, are we stupid? Don't answer that. The answer is yes, but still. Like, you gotta be slightly better than that. Boom, 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 boom. I could see where once you start getting a little batshit insane with the drops and whatnot, I just start schmooving. Everything full. I think I'm just gonna get rid of all the threes, honestly, at this point. Like, there's just a random file here. tea time. Oop. Hey, Malcolm. Yes, tea time is at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about this Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting around the office. Trench is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about it, would you? See you Sunday. Jim. I think I grabbed everything. Kill his trooper. One his trooper. Alright. Free absolute. Old growth. Investigate the pit. Which should still be in research. It's in the active threshold. Active threshold sublevel. Ooh. Okay, no. Whew. I was like, oh god, please no. And I don't think it's gonna be tall enough for me to stand on it, unfortunately. Oh. Also, if I don't like drop the stupid thing.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
That's not pretty. Nope. Bitch. So did something happen that all of a sudden the poison was going past me, or was it just because I was getting hit? Okay.
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty. Nope.
Get him out of here.
Surprised by all the weird shit in this place.
Stupid bitch ass motherfucking bitch. Gotta stop getting cheated, of course.
Oh, so good. Oh,
I don't care about any of those. Yeah, we're in the active pit, so I was like active threshold. Bam. Hammer supplement. Game hammer. Oh yeah, that's the one where I was talking about. I was like, oh yeah, the whack-a-mole. The Smiley Sisters Carnival traveled throughout the eastern United States during the 1950s, beginning in 1956. Young men in the towns visited by the carnival became plagued by a strange form of leprosy originating in the hands and swiftly moving up the arms. As the death toll climbed, newspapers named the disease farmer's rot. Rumors began circulating that the carnival itself was to blame. In November 1959, the townspeople of Blank, Georgia, took it upon themselves to raze the carnival to the ground, believing the entertainers to be servants of the devil. Bureau agents had been monitoring the carnival while investigating the odd disease. Posing as Blank, agents confiscated all carnival property that survived the flames. At a field office, stray Blank were placed in rooms with individual pieces of carnival equipment. Game Hammer was identified as the cause of the disease. The remaining property was incinerated, along with the infected Blank. Carnival owners were told they had been carrying a dangerous pathogen in their equipment. Bob Denda, wish you a good rest of the stream. Thanks for being there. Yeah, sorry I couldn't feel. I mean, I could have if you asked me to. I would have definitely ended the streambo, but sorry, I wasn't hyper available to field your call. I assumed if it was hyper needed, I would have taken the handoff from Pop, but it doesn't sound like you need that right now. So what? Thanks, Billy. I will enjoy the remainder of the stream. And I think since you start work at like 6 or whatever, if you want, I'll probably be up if you want to actually make a phone call before you go into work. Not that you're gonna be super awake for it, but
Returned, I see.
let's see what this shakes out to be this time. Oh boy, it has been a hot minute since we had an internet issue. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Are you just texting over there? Huh? Are you just texting over there? Like, are you like sending pictures to people or something?